Papaya rules, papaya rules, papaya rules, papaya rules. Oh, papaya rules, papaya rules, papaya. Anyone else bored of hearing about papaya rules? Well, I think half the problem is that they're called papaya rules because every team has rules of engagement when it comes to how the drivers interact with their teammate. But annoyingly, McLaren have this annoying name for it. One of the issues with these rules of engagement is that Formula One races don't pan out how anyone expects them to. There are all these predictive models and they're almost never right. There's some things that you can say with pretty certain surety, but most of the time you can't account for random things happening. Now, that's why the stewards say on the first lap we're going to be more lenient because the cars are so bunched up together. So, when these rules are applied is another factor. Also, for example, yesterday, one thing that people seem to be forgetting is that, look at that, spray, wet, rain. The cars are slippery, they're unpredictable, they're absolutely loaded up with fuel. So, that's another random factor into the mix. So, applying these papaya rules is so random. You have to just sort of judge each incident on its own merits. The irony of McLaren saying control the controllable when they're trying to control the uncontrollable is quite funny to me. Look, I commend them for trying to make it fair. You could argue, Oscar fans are going to think one thing, Lando fans are going to think another. They're going to think each other's, teammate, the other teammate is going to get the advantage. And, that's just been the case since the dawn of time in Formula One. But it gets to a point where you just have to accept that one of the drivers is going to have the advantage, and sometimes that's for random reasons or unfair reasons. Now, as the constructors is wrapped up, I really hope that they continue to work with these papaya rules, and as Lando said at the beginning of the weekend, they do change race to race. So hopefully changing means kind of throwing them out the window. Don't overtly bash your teammate off the track or crush them into the wall, of course, obvious. But when it comes to random things happening that advantage one and disadvantage the other, you can't just artificially make that right on track, because then it's just a procession. It's boring. No one wants that.